Jerry was on the very beginning of Division II. I mean, he was on the NCAA committees when the 3 divisions split. And so he was there right at the beginning and had a great understanding of the groundwork that was laid.
Yeah, I think the thing that really qualified Jerry from the very beginning to be a part of these important NCAA committees, and really his leadership role within the MIAA, is he could see the big picture. You know, he had friends all over the country that worked in Division I. People in Division I know Jerry Hughes. When he came to an NCAA committee, he didn't just bring a perspective of UCM and what's best for UCM, or even what made sense for the MIAA, but he could see the good for all, and again, how to get there. You know, it's one thing to be able to see the big picture. It's another to have some ideas of things that need to happen or changes that need to take place and how to make that happen. And Jerry, through all of his connections and his hard work, was that type of leader.
I don't know if he was on the debate team at one point in his high school career or anything, but he would have been fabulous. But Jerry was always so well prepared. I mean, Jerry, he understood the ins and outs of legislation, of governance, both at the NCAA level, at the state of Missouri, at this institution. And so he had a good feel for CEOs, presidents, how they look at the world of intercollegiate athletics. He had amazing knowledge of, you know, the state legislature and the state governance and how some bill was going to affect possibly the university, or, you know, he worried as much about the university as he did the athletic department, we'll put it that way.
Jerry was always quick to share an opinion, thoughts about where he thought something needed to go from an initiative perspective, whether inside athletics or not. And so within athletics, he very much had a plan, he had ideas and thoughts, but was always willing to share what he believed we should be doing as a university, even outside of athletics. But what I very much appreciated about him, even though he was willing to share those thoughts and ideas, he also made it very clear that those weren't his areas. And so it's an idea, a thought, but it wasn't his responsibility to make that decision, that others really may have better information or better ideas.
He was a great resource for everyone in this conference, but he was also willing to share with everyone, and just had you know, great connections. But more than anything, you know, he was willing to share. You know, he didn't want to intrude with others, but he was willing to share if they needed something.
After so many years of service in the NCAA and being on important committees, you know, people respected Jerry, but they'd also give him a hard time. You know, they would, you know, Jerry oftentimes would kind of be the historian in the group, and, you know, talk about, you know, when they changed the width of the goalposts in football and why, and, you know, people used to tease him about whether he helped James Naismith write the rules of basketball, and, you know, they give him a hard time, and there was always meetings where it seemed like he'd, you know, participate in making fun of him and his length of service, but it was done in friendship. Anybody that worked with Jerry on NCAA committees had the utmost respect for him, and that's the thing I think I appreciate the most when I think back about my friendship with Jerry. Not just all the great things he did and what kind of leader he was, but he had a good sense of humor. He was fun to be around. I enjoyed his company. He had great stories, and that's what I'll remember.